Does your stutter cause you to freeze, to completely block when speaking on the phone, when speaking to friends, awaiting that punchline? All of a sudden, no words come out. You're unable to speak. I have been there countless times. I know how it feels. But today I want to speak about the number one mental trick to help you overcome stuttering freezing. Let's dive in. Hi, everybody, and welcome again back to the channel. My name is Dr. McCool. I'm a GP from Ireland who runs a free online stuttering platform called Stutter-Connect, where people from around the world who stutter can meet and greet one another and give advice and tips about how to live a life with a stutter, what has helped them and what hasn't helped them, and how they navigate their day with a stutter. And stay to the very end of the video, and I'm giving away my doctor-led stuttering and anxiety action plan, which is free for you to access. To first understand a block, you have to understand what is going on. People that stutter are under significant stress and anxiety. The sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive. Adrenaline is flowing through the veins. They are in fight or flight mode, as they're uncomfortable with who they are as a speaker and trying to hide their stutter and trying to fit in to the world as a normal fluent speaker, which they know deep down that they are not. And as a result of the sympathetic nervous system overdrive, the diaphragm muscle at the bottom of the lungs freezes and no air comes over the articulators, and the person is unfortunately unable to say any words. But then the worst thing about it is how the person feels during it and after it. The person feels shame, feels guilt, feels anger, feels different, feels isolated, feels lacking control over their speech and control over their life, which further perpetuates the sympathetic nervous system and makes them more prone to blocking in future, and will make that person unfortunately avoid that situation and that word that had caused that freezing or that block. I remember years ago in school when the teacher used to ask me my name. I used to find great difficulty with this. I used to freeze, I used to block. Some of the time there was no words coming out, and I hated saying my name for years. But now to this day, I feel like a stronger speaker and I have zero fear around my name or zero fear around any words or situations now. But my journey was a long one with a lot of self-reflection, deep thought about what exactly is going on, because I always knew that I could speak, because when I was by myself, I could say my name perfectly fluent. I could read aloud by myself when there's no one else there. But all of a sudden, when the pressure is on, when another human being is on, that is when the stuttering and the stammering and the blocking happened. And what did this tell me? This told me that there was nothing wrong with my brain speech production, that stuttering is mostly a psychological manifestation of overdrive of the sympathetic nervous system in the human body, perpetuated by the negative self thoughts, the negative self talk after uncontrolled speech, causing a vicious cycle of stuttering, blocking, and negative self thoughts, causing more stuttering and blocking. And how do you break this? Where do you even start? You have to start by stop hiding your stutter, start owning it as part of you, and start owning it as part of your personality, as part of your life, as part of your quirks, as not something to cure or something to fix, but something slightly different about you, which does not devalue you in any way. It's just a slightly different way of speaking, because the reason why a stutter goes on for months and years, sometimes people's whole life until the grave, is that chronic feelings of being different, of not being good enough, of standing out from the crowd, with negative experiences from childhood and from school where they may have been laughed at or bullied because of their stutter. But the first thing that I advise is to be your true authentic self. Start speaking about your stutter to your close family and friends. Start showing your stutter to the public. Start voluntary stuttering. Start owning your stutter. Start enjoying speaking, and stop fearing speaking, because the only reason you have fear is because you have the fear of stuttering in front of people because you're trying to hide. Fear comes from trying to hide about the fear of getting caught as a person who stutters. To counteract this fear, to kill this fear, you need to actively voluntary stuttering, to show the world that you have a stutter, to speak about your stutter with your workmates, with your family, your friends, your spouse, as this desensitization will help reduce the fear, as fear is fuel to the stuttering fire. This is difficult, this is unnatural. Voluntary stuttering and showing who we truly are as a person who stutters is the most unnatural thing a person who stutters can do. But if you don't adopt this mindset shift, your stutter will never go away. You'll be chronically feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling guilty, having negative self-talk, having negative thoughts about yourself, and you'll never fully reduce that sympathetic nervous system load and reduce your chronic stress. But this is difficult and it takes graded exposure. And you can start by exposing yourself in Stutter-Connect and start speaking about your stutter, start voluntary stuttering with other people on Stutter-Connect, and then bring this out to the real world. No exceptions. As soon as I started showing people who I truly was, a person with a stutter, all of a sudden I found my stress levels greatly reduced and my sympathetic nervous system overdrive was gone. I had no fear about stuttering because I didn't care, because I identified as a person who stutters. I didn't try to be a fluent speaker. I didn't try to run away. I never avoided any speaking situations or any words or sounds. And I stopped taking myself and my stutter so seriously. Even if I stuttered in front of someone uncontrollably, I made light of the stutter. I laughed it off. I explained to the person what's going on, and I was not negatively affected by this interaction. I had no negative self talk as I realized that this is who I genuinely, truly, authentically am. And this was the start of my path to get out of stuttering. Techniques can be used, but techniques are a mode of trying to fix something. Once you stop trying to fix your stutter and start owning your stutter as being part of your life, you can start living once again, start enjoying speaking, and you can become a great communicator. As my mission and my goal in my life is to be a better than normal speaker, and I want to encourage everyone who stutters out there to be a better than normal speaker and to start enjoying speaking once again, which I am now, because I know where I came from. I know those chronic feelings of inadequacy, of not feeling good enough, of self-hate, anxiety, low mood, embarrassment, shame, isolation. And thank God I no longer have those feelings anymore. And I can live the rest of my life free from the shackles, from the mental distress of having a stutter. And I want you to live free from the shackles of a stutter also, because life is too short to be chronically suffering and struggling with this affliction. But it is not an affliction. It is part of you. It is part of your life. And you have to start owning it now. And if you want further advice and tips like this, my online course, Living Your Best Life with a Stutter, the link is down below. And also the link to my free doctor-led stuttering and anxiety action plan, which is in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, comment below. What are you struggling with most with your stutter and what has helped you? I want to hear people's thoughts about their journeys with a stutter because it can help someone else also with a stutter. So comment below. So if there's one message from this video is stop running from stuttering, stop hiding from stuttering, start showing your stuttering, start living true to your authentic self, and life just gets easier. the stress gets lower, and you can start enjoying your life and achieving whatever goals you have in this limited time you have on this earth, as the years do indeed go on very fast. Best luck, everybody.